Welcome to the Five and Dime on Where There's the Wheels.
There's a play.
I'm Ian, your make complexity casual gamer.
I'm Stacey. I'm your non-gamer gamer.
And today we are here with a special Five and Dime. At the beginning of the year, when we were doing all of our end of year wrap up, beginning of year things, we decided to do something kind of fun and do some gaming resolutions. And we haven't really looked at them or thought about them since. I will bet that there are some that we've done and didn't realize it, and there's others that we haven't even
Considered or thought
considered or thought of. Yeah. So we're gonna bring up our video from the beginning of the year, and we're just gonna kind of fast forward to the first.
Oh, look at
Yeah.
Oh, what am I wearing? Oh, well, one of my resolutions would have been to dress a little better.
All right. So let's see here. So let's see what my first resolution was, and we'll kind of say how we're doing on it. And my first resolution is that I want to work on reformatting and enhancing thumbnails and videos. So basically, all right.
Okay.
So we've actually done quite a bit of that. We've gone through a couple of different reformatting of the thumbnails. And when we got our new logo figured out, that kind of brought us to the thumbnail formatting that we have right now that we really enjoy. So as far as that, I think we're doing pretty well. The formatting of videos, we've been playing around with a couple different things with our Five and Dime and how we want to do those. And we might go back to ranking games. And at some point, I just realized this is off center. So let me put that center so that it looks a little bit better. All right. And we have a new review format, a little quicker review format that we came up with. So I'd say that one's actually quite done quite well so far.
Yes.
All right, yay! Let's see. Let's zip along. Okay, there's where my next one is. We're gonna keep those. Make sure we have good ones for each one of our videos. My next resolution is to schedule our filming better. There's times where we are scheduling our filming. I think we're getting better at trying to get stuff done so that they're up ahead of time. I don't think it's perfect yet.
Well, we're doing much better with saying on this day, this is going to be like Mondays is going to be this, Wednesdays is going to be this, and getting to the point where we're actually filming it and making sure that it's ready for that day is a challenge. But I think we're doing a much better job with that.
Yeah, we've got to schedule down. We know Sundays. And over the summer's been a little loosey goosey because I'm off, so I can kind of get on at different times. But Sundays is kind of my solo stuff. Mondays we have reviews. Wednesdays we have some sort of playthrough, and Fridays we have a Five Dime. So the schedule itself is good. The filming of it, well, we're still it's a work in progress. That's okay,
Sometimes just get busy and life gets in the way.
But we're getting better at some of this stuff.
We are.
All right, let's see what your first one. Oh, here's your first one.
Seems so rushed, and that will bring us back to our being more thoughtful.
Yep.
In our stuff.
So here's moving on to Stacey's first one.
So my first one is to talk about games more thoughtfully, which I just said. But I would love to be able to have more time to dig deeper into games so that I can talk about them better and not sound like I'm a very true non-gamer gamer. I.
What do you think? I'll let you take the first because it was your resolution.
Well, I still put more thought into what I am going to be saying about the game. I actually, look into it ahead of time and remember how to play it and remember which game is which because I get confused about which games are which sometimes. But I still think that I could use words more thoughtfully. I watch some of these game reviews and they're like, this game is really chunky and I'm like, I don't know what a chunky game is. I don't know how to describe that. Well,
to be fair, a lot of them also script out all of their stuff and they've typed stuff up. You can tell which ones do, or you can kind of tell which ones script stuff and which ones kind of talk, because the ones that just talk about stuff, they forget stuff all the time. Even some of the bigger names that I follow, they'll sit there like, I think this, or they'll start talking about something. So I think I will say, I think you are doing a much better job talking about games because you are looking into them ahead of time. You'll go on Board Game Geek, you'll remind yourself what the game is. You'll kind of you'll remind yourself of what like the mechanics of it are and kind of a little, synopsis of what the game's about. And you kind of give yourself a little bit of idea. So yeah, so I think you're doing a much better job. So
Thank you.
I think these first three were actually, um, have been pretty good.
Hey,
So yeah, but I mean,
impressed.
even the best will sit there and like, I don't quite remember this one very much, or I think it's this, and we're not the best. So I think doing just
We're the best in our house.
we are. All right, let's see next one.
Wish me luck.
All right, and that leads to mine. Mine is also the same thing. Basically, we have a couple things that kind of cross over, um, and that's while I do kind of know more of the gaming terminology because I watch a lot of YouTube videos and I watch more board game YouTube stuff than I do other things at this point. It seems like, which you know, I want to kind of balance that out a little bit, but I want to make sure that I'm kind of getting to the point because I know I ramble, and that's just in my daily life too. I tend to ramble. I'll get on something and I'll start talking, and I'll talk this way and that way. I want to get more thoughtful in the fact that I want to be more direct and be like, okay, this is what. Yeah,
Ramble
so
about
I wanted to
rambling.
be more thoughtful and not ramble, and I rambled about not doing that. I do think I am a little bit more thoughtful. I do think I need to work on this more. I do think I ramble a little bit at a time, a little bit here. I'm gonna switch it. I'm gonna turn this so that that is centered more.
There we go.
Um, and yeah, I think I can
Straight and to the point.
straighten to the point. I think we're kind of getting there, and I think we just got to figure out. I think if we watch a few, we can be like, oh, we just need to hit these points when we're talking about games. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, not bad. It's a work in progress still, but I think it's getting better. Let's see what my next one was. Getting different things. So yeah, so that one kind of overlapped with us about talking about games more thoughtfully. And my next one is a big one, and this is more of a personal one. This is
Oh.
Cull Games. Our yeah, that has not happened.
I think you've called one game.
Nah, I traded it.
Oh.
I traded it for a different game. Um, I do have the pile. It just the school year is so busy. And the summer is kind of gone pretty quick. And with us heading on vacation, well, we'll be on vacation when this point posts. I didn't want to get stuff, so I do have a pile, and I have kind of an idea of price range, but I've not posted them yet. I will be doing that here soon.
Maybe you need to do a Cole video of your games, and then if anybody's watching and they want to get it from you, maybe then that would be like a little way to do it.
Possibly. I did a keep cull or club
Oh, you
once, and
did?
then a while back. There's a lot of places I can post it, and I'll
Okay.
just post. I just got to make sure the pricing. I put good pricing on. But I mean I do have a pile, and we kind of got to go through some of the other stuff, just to make sure games that maybe we don't really need anymore. I mean I know when we first got into the hobby, we were like big ticket driving. We were like, oh, let's get all the, we were like, oh, there's all these different versions. Let's get them all. And I don't think now that we're more into the hobby, I don't think we need all of the different expansions.
Mm-mm.
We'll keep our favorite expansions, our favorite base games, even like the city collections, even though they're small. There's a couple we just don't care for, and so we will probably get rid of some of those. My solo gaming has changed drastically. Um, as far as things go, and we play a lot more together. So my solo gaming, I'm trying to keep smaller games, and so
But if I
and
decide
it's
to
a
stop gaming, then you're going to be
right. Well,
gameless if you
well,
get.
no, I'm not getting rid of all this old, but
Okay.
like things that do have to take up this table for a long time, I don't want to do. And yeah, I've got
Okay.
plenty of solo games. So, and there's some games that I play solo only, and they're on BGA now. So it
Mm.
might be an easy way to say it's not going to be one I travel with. So I can call it because I can play it on BGA.
Okay.
Okay, that one's not bad. Okay, let's see what your next one is here. The house, so we have room for other games. So that's a big one that I want to take care of, and that is culling games.
And I would like that a lot. Okay, so my next one is to play a couple games outside of my comfort zone. So
Outside your comfort zone.
I've done that.
I think you have. Because you didn't.
I played
you didn't specify like complexity or the,
No.
but and it's hard. I mean, this is a hard with when you talk about complexity.
Well, I played that wine game.
I think that was before this
Oh.
viticulture. I think that was before that. Explorers of Navoria had a lot going on
Oh
in it. I
goodness,
mean, there's a
yeah.
lot going on in that.
I played that one, and I liked that one.
It's I it's weighted pretty low. I mean, compared to where I think it is.
I
On
played Three Sisters.
BGG.
That
Was
was
before. That was before.
Oh.
You. Oh no, Three Sisters was after.
Mm-hmm.
That one's pretty light.
Yeah, but that was not in my comfort zone because I'm not a fan of rolling
Oh,
rates.
true. I'm trying to think what else. There was a couple other ones that we played. Um,
I'm getting better with accepting games and just at least trying it.
yeah,
I'll at least try it.
yeah. I'd say you're doing pretty good with your. I'd say so far I'd say we're doing pretty good.
Okay.
Other than the actual culling. I do have a pile and a list, so I'm getting there.
The pile's
I'm
just
getting there.
growing.
It is. Well, you need to have the pile so you can post it. So.
Oh, okay.
And I had to have time to price it.
Right,
So,
right.
all right. Yeah. So I think your
Oh,
comfort
that's
zone.
a great place you stopped that.
Oh. I think your comfort zone. I think you're getting some different types of games and things.
I'm doing better.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what my. Oh, I think mine is exactly the same. It looks like it just changed colors. To get outside or expand my comfort zone. My comfort zone is about a 3.0 complexity. Now, I'm not going to jump into 4.0s or 4.5s or even like 3.7. Yeah, so mine was the same. I was talking mainly about the complexity level on BGG, and if you're watching this, you know how flawed that is because it goes on a 1 point scale instead of a half-point scale, and so some games you go, well, it's not really a 3, but it's not a 2 either, so I guess I'll put it at a 3, but then some people put a 2, and then I was looking the other day, and some people are putting games at a 1 that people are putting at a 5. So that is not, unless you get a lot of ratings on there. I I looked the other day only because I was looking at watching a video about more complex games. I've only got 3 in the collection that are, according to BGG, 3.0 and above, and I've already played them all, and I do enjoy them all. As far as comfort zone, I don't know if this one, I don't know if I've really done this one because I don't have anything, according to BGG's weight, complexity weight, that has gone like above that. Now, I know I have a couple games that will be coming soon that are above, I think are going to be slightly above that, and that's kind of where that's going to go. So this one's a work in progress. The only other one, the only other big one I got in this year, well, a couple, one of them hasn't been played yet, but was Emberleaf by City of Games, and it just doesn't have enough like ratings yet to consider. I rated it a 3 because I thought there was a lot going on in the decision space because it definitely wasn't a 2, but yeah, so this one I think later in the year when a couple of Kickstarters or a couple of things that launch, like I think Vantage might end up being a little bit higher, and Tend by Ivy Studios, I think it is, which is still coming via Kickstarter. I think those are going to end up a little bit higher. So I think that one's still a little bit of a work in progress for me, but that's just because I don't have the games in my collection, and I'm not going to go and buy a game that is way above what my comfort level is just to buy it so I can say, hey, I bought one that's above my comfort level. And we don't really have any other chance to play any of those. So there's been one I was following on on Kickstarter. I'm just like, it says it's like a 386 or something. I'm like, the game looks good, and I'm just like, I can't just go drop that much money on a game just so I can play. Hey, a big one, and it probably won't be here this year anyway. So, yeah. All right, what's my next one after that? And if you have any suggestions for me, please drop them in the notes. All right. More playthroughs. I want to do more playthroughs on the channel. I think this one's a win. We've been doing a playthrough almost every Wednesday, either live or pre-recorded every other week. It's live, and I've gotten back to doing more solo stuff. I've done several live on Sundays. I live streamed Emberleaf like almost as soon as I got it. I live streamed a couple other games this summer, so I think this one is we have a weekly day where every other week we live stream, and then the weeks we don't live stream, we have a playthrough. Now the live streams in about a month and a half will kind of cease for about a month and a half while during volleyball season, but we will still have playthroughs on Wednesdays. So I think this one we've definitely got a lot more playthroughs since the beginning of the year because we have one every Wednesday, and then I started going back to doing some solo stuff on Sundays, and then over the summer I've been doing some kind of random solo stuff. So that one definitely, I think we got that one.
I think is what we need to do is start doing a playthrough closer to when we get the game.
We do with especially with new games. We
Yeah.
need to do them right away. Like when we get a new game in from now on, and actually our shelf list, and that may be one of our resolutions. So I'm not going to talk about too much right now. But
Ooh.
we've been trying to get games in much quicker, and I think that's going to be the thing is when we get a game in, whether it's one we buy or one that I kickstarted, gonna learn it and gonna get something up relatively quickly, and then fill other stuff, and then stuff that's on our showcase wall, fill kind of with that stuff. So yeah, I think that one right there, that one's. I mean, we've got a lot more because we have our weekly schedule now. So that one is definitely a win. We are doing much better on this than I thought.
Yeah,
Like we
yeah.
really are.
I'm
Like
impressing myself every day.
okay, let's see what your next one
Mm.
is.
And I am. This is weird going back and forth. I like it.
Yeah, yeah,
All
I
right.
do.
Um, try new themes. So for me, if I don't like a theme of a game, and I don't like the artistry of the box, or yeah, I haven't gotten much better on that.
I think this is
But
where your other one, your complexity one, was more complexity, and this is more theme.
yeah, yeah, because I'm really into playing animal games and outdoorsy and traveling games and set collection games and press my luck games. But if I don't like the cover and it doesn't interest me, I already have it set in my head that I'm not going to like it and I don't even want to play it. I think that's where my fault comes in. Um, but there's a couple games that I've tried that didn't really interest me by the cover or by reading the description of the box that I still played, and I enjoyed them. So I could improve on this because like I'm not a space, like I hate space, like sci-fi stuff, and I don't want to play a sci-fi game. But Blam, that's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
sci-fi.
yeah,
I love Blam.
yeah. Um,
So
I think you're I think you're not giving yourself enough credit
no,
because Explorers of Navoria is a different sort of theme than what you would
yeah,
normally do. Like that is a fantasy kind of world theme. You played between two cities,
yeah,
which
that
is
was
totally
fun.
different. Quacks
I like
is a different
Quacks,
theme.
but it has
Um,
a cute
it
box.
does, it does. But we're talking theme. Like it is a
Yeah,
different theme. You know, it's brewing potions. Bomb busters. I mean, that is a totally different theme. You know,
but
so
that one interests me
right,
though.
right. But this was just. I mean, your resolution was just play new themes.
Yeah, that's true.
So I mean, I think there's quite a few new themes that you've. I'm just trying to see what else is over here that. Um,
Done
and
better at that.
yeah, I'm just trying to think what's on the wall.
I'm just
I'd say
trying.
it's a Kaido, but that is kind of traveling,
Oh
but it's not.
yeah.
I mean, it is, but it isn't. You know. Trying to think what else we just put on is gonna be on the wall next one. But yeah, no,
I think I'm doing
I think
better.
you're doing much better. I think you're
I'm at least
expanding.
giving it a
Yeah,
chance.
yeah. All right, let's see. See, I think you were thinking more just the cutesy artsy, but really
Oh, the cutesy artsies
you
are the
did
best.
try more themes.
I did.
They just were cutesy artsy, but it was a different sort of theme. All right, let's see what my next one is. All right, that's a good one. My next one is to collab with other creators. I would like to do some sort of collaborations with some other creators. I don't. The only thing I did was I appeared on Dads and Dice, and we did a live stream on Dads and Dice with Rolling Realms. Uh, Got to get Paul onto our channel. I did call into a one last night or the other night. and got on, but I don't really consider that collabing because it's a call in that anybody can call in. So I would like to try and do that with some other small people, try and get on each other's channels and maybe do something over Discord. So I guess I kind of did.
You with Jamie.
Oh, that
Stephanie
was
might
last
have.
summer. That was all the way
Oh,
last summer.
okay.
Yeah, that was last summer already. That was a long. That
Seems
that seems
like
like a long.
last
Yeah,
week.
seems like it. Yeah, no, that was last summer. So,
Okay.
but yeah, I would like to try and do this. It's not the easiest thing to do.
Mm-mm.
On the same if you can't actually get together. So, we'll see. I don't know how this is gonna look. I know I've let's see how to do that. So I'd like to collab with other creators. My next one is to film game series videos. And what this means is we have a lot of games that are in different collections. So, like, I have a lot of Stonemaier games, a lot of Thunderworks, a lot of AEG, Flat Out, KTBG. Um, I think at this point we've covered all of our KTBG stuff. I have actually gone on the channel and started putting everything by a single, whether it's a review or a playthrough of every company into folders. So like I have a KTBG folder, I have a Stonemaier folder, I have a Thunderworks folder, um, and I did go through most of Thunderworks stuff. There was a couple games I didn't. One of them I couldn't get it on the table on camera because we've only got so much space here. Even with our new boom system, it's just really hard with where our dining table is, and it doesn't fit on my desk. And I completed the Cartographer's Map series. Um, Obviously, I'm still doing the Rolling Realms things. I am gonna probably start a Stonemaier series here at some point. Maybe playing some two-player and solo as well, just so that can get going, where we kind of cover the Stonemaier things. And yeah, we did all of a KTBG. I do want to go through and start doing like rank the collections and maybe going back and doing some other series. So this one is a work in progress as well. Um, Once I commit to it, it's a lot in one company, so I got to really dial in and commit to it. And it won't necessarily be every game because some of the games that are a little bit bigger that need to be on the dining room table instead of my desk, and I just can't get them on camera. They won't. I just can't get them on camera good enough to do it. But I'm gonna try and get most of the games. So I think Stonemaier might be next for solo at least, and then maybe some other two-player ones we play together. So I think that one's doing pretty good. Let's see. What did you say? Look, I'm gonna get these games to the table now for a little while.
Mm-mm. This one comes to me. And I just want to be myself more, be more natural. I'm actually a very funny person in real life. Um, and so I just want more of my personality to actually come out in these videos. Um, I've been told for years now that I should have a job in comedy as a stand up comic. And
So be yourself more. What do you think?
I'm getting there. I'm not there yet. Getting there.
She seems to eye roll me a whole lot when I'm talking and look at me like this a whole lot. So I'd say she's
That's
doing
just
her five and
natural.
dimes.
That
Well, see,
just
be
happens
yourself.
all the time.
I,
But
I think
just today I was told that they would pay to come see me on stage.
really.
Mm-hmm.
Are they
So,
desperate for comedy?
dun,
Oh,
dun.
no, I think our live playthroughs and stuff help
Do it
because
better.
you can you're kind of chatting through stuff, and so yeah.
Yeah.
I will say we are doing much better on these than I thought we would be. I thought we were gonna be like, yeah, no, we're not even close. But
Better.
for the most part, all right. Let's see what my next one was.
Only do on a daily.
Let's see here. My next one. This is a very personal one. I would like to work on my game design ideas. I have a notebook that has. Nope. has not done anything with that. I keep on having aspirations to do it, and I never do. So
It's a lot of work.
it is. I mean, I really do. We've got some cool ideas. So that one has not.
I had a dream about an idea. We wrote it down.
And well, that dream actually was very similar to an idea that I had had, and we went, okay, so we've got. I mean, that one in the notebook probably has 10 pages,
The
two
one
sided.
about my work.
Oh, oh yeah, okay.
That
Oh,
one.
that
That's the
one,
one I
not
dreamt
the other one.
about.
Okay. Well, the other one
No.
you dreamt about too.
Yeah, I did,
Okay.
but
But yeah, so
the new
we
idea.
we've got a lot of stuff. I think I just got to try and start small with
Yeah.
something. Maybe take a game. Jamie Stegmeyer always has a good starting point that he kind of tells people: take a game you really like and try and condense it down into a single card for rolling realms. Just see if you can kind of condense a part of a game. So I think I maybe need to try and just do something like that with a game. I've got a couple ideas for some games for that, but yeah, so we'll see. So that one is the first one that's a real big bomb. All right, let's see what the next one is. I think this is where we're going to get into the ones that were very high, and we're going to be like, ugh. Gaming. So that is working on game design ideas.
Nice.
And my last one is I would like to possibly host a monthly game night. Not a big one. Yeah, that doesn't happen either. We're just not in a place to do that right now.
Oh, you mean here at the house?
Oh, here at the house, host a game night here at the house. Yeah, we're not in a place to do that. So, um, maybe.
I need higher medicine for that.
Yeah, just once a month. You know, well, this
Maybe
is
we
what I
should
would have
shoot
to.
for every other month.
This is where I would have to host it. So we'll see. We got a lot of stuff we got to do before we can do
and
that.
as
So,
Ian knows, what?
what?
You know what I'm gonna say.
You don't like people? What?
I don't like people. I mean, I like people. Don't get
You
me
don't
wrong.
like people in your house?
I don't like people in my house because I have a little bit of what people would call social anxiety.
And you can't leave.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Okay.
All right. I think this might be your last one. That might have been my last one.
This is going to be the best one.
Sort of an overlap, and
it's my personal one.
Yep.
So here we go with Stacey getting personal. So host a small game night. Just to say that and have those words flow out of my mouth is almost a miracle. Yeah. I think I just said that because I needed one more to fill space.
No, I think if you keep going, I think you said like just a small, like just a couple people, just one night. You didn't say like monthly. You just said like one game night.
Have one.
Have like one just to do it. I mean, we have plenty of games that would be fun, just fun, not stressful
Maybe
games.
we'll have the neighbors over.
Yeah,
for a game night.
we've got a couple neighbors that would be kind of
do.
fun. But yeah, so we might have them over.
Or maybe we could go to their house and have game night.
That's not really us hosting it, but
But we could take all the
we'll provide
treats
the
and
games.
everything.
We'll provide the games. They
Yeah.
provide the place. Maybe we'll see.
Game night.
Yeah, I mean we have a lot of fun games that would be fun with a lot of people. That would be fun with more people. So yeah,
Okay.
I think those were all of them.
Yep. Look at me. I'm getting all nervous right there just thinking about it.
All right. So there you have it. There were our 2025 resolutions. And I do have to say, I think we're doing way better than I anticipated.
I think so.
Like we've hit several of them. We're in progress on several of them. There's only a couple of them that really were none. And that was the game night and the working on the game design. Everything else is actually a work in progress and has been worked on. So by the end of the year, they may actually be hit.
Baby steps.
So yeah, I think we I was expecting that to be like, yeah, nope, not even close. But I mean, a couple of those we've done. A couple of them we're in the process of doing. So I think those were actually.
I impressed myself.
That was actually way better than I thought it was going to be. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was just kind of a fun little look back. We're halfway through the year. We figured, hey, let's look back at our resolutions and see kind of how we're doing. We did those just for fun anyway, so it's kind of nice to see that we're actually kind of like hitting some of them and doing them pretty well. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that one. let us know what you think of the resolutions we had. I guess there's no games. Let us know actually if there are any themes, um, games that you think Stacy might try. She had that one. Any games at a complexity level that's just a little bit above 3 that you think I might enjoy. Like I said, I've got 3 in our personal game library, and one of them is actually Windmill Valley, which I don't think should be above a 3. But when you have to rate it at 2, 3, or 4, it looks like a couple people rated above 4, and a couple people rate it at 3, so it's just going to go above. I mean, it's really more probably about a 2.5. Let's see what else. I think Expeditions, and there was one other one that are above 3 according to BGA or BGG on our list. So if there's anything that's just a little bit above 3, kind of that 3, maybe 3.5 that you think I might enjoy, it would probably be as a solo only game. Let me know.
And if you're in the neighborhood and you want to stop by and have a game night with me, let me know. Come
let
on
us let us know in advance.
over.
Let us know in advance so we can make sure the house is ready. But yeah. So I hope you enjoyed that one. That was just kind of a fun one that we wanted to be able to have up while we were on vacation. So once again, this has been Where There's Wheels.
There's a play.
I'm Ian.
I'm
And
Stacey.
we'll see you next time.
At the table.